Fox 29 Morning News starts now. We've got you covered.
Breaking overnight, 3 companies racing for a COVID vaccine. Which one coming out victorious this morning?
Also on Fox 29, the battle with the pandemic, now a battle in the classroom. The local school district shifting course this morning.
Plus, a little extra help is on the way to help people in Palm Beach County fill their refrigerator. All of that in the next hour. But first, looking at those temperatures, yep, those numbers are correct. Our area actually flirting with near record lows.
My car thermometer said 47 this morning. It is the coldest morning in West Palm Beach since the last day in February. First Alert meteorologist Steve Villanueva starts us off. It is a chilly one, Steve.
Yeah. It is very and a little breezy.
And good morning, Steve. Good morning, everybody. Pilot Josh and I in a little chilly Chopper 5 over Lake Worth. Let me show you how the 95 is doing around 10th Avenue. That's between. Back to you.
All right, Johan, 2 minutes after 7 this morning. Right now, we are learning more about what is in store for students in Martin County next semester.
Parents, there's a new decision you may have to make. Fox 29's Stephanie Susskind is live this morning at the school district office with details on the discussions happening this week. Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning. Well, this conversation follows the governor's executive order just released on Monday that says in-person and distance learning will both continue into the new semester. But if your child is falling behind in distance learning, the whole goal here is to make sure no one does get left behind. Now, the school board members here in Martin County talked about the learning environment and how things have been going so far. District staff members say that right now, those students learning in person do have higher grades and higher attendance than those doing distance learning. So with the governor's new executive order, if students are falling behind in distance learning, the school must inform parents about the options for coming back to the classroom. The superintendent says that the parents, though, will make the ultimate decision.
Bottom line, I think if a parent knows that their child is not getting the education they need at home, we're going to have to come up with solutions. So we have several solutions where we can keep their kids safe.
And if you'd like to learn more about the school district's COVID-19 responses and plans, the district is hosting a parent university session that's via Zoom. It's tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Reporting live in Martin County, Stephanie Susskind, Fox 29 News. We've got you covered.
So with that said, you now know remote learning is going to continue in 2021, and schools will continue to be required to be open for in-person learning 5 days a week. That is the very latest from an emergency order just announced by Governor Ron DeSantis this week. The biggest changes outlined for the spring of 2021 requires intervention for those students who may be falling behind. School districts and public charter schools will also be rewarded for exceeding their projected enrollment. A lot also does stay the same as what we're going through right now. Schools in Florida must remain open, but parents have the choice to enroll their child in-person or the virtual learning. Education Commissioner Richard Corcoran says the now updated emergency order will keep full funding in effect for school districts that continue to offer the virtual option. The new order from the governor also requires those districts to submit a plan by December 15th on how they'll identify the virtual students who are struggling and then notify their parents to have that conversation about suggesting that that child go back to in-person.
The pandemic is postponing next year's national math and reading assessment tests. The move triggered by concerns about whether testing early next year would produce valid results. Hundreds of thousands of 4th and 8th graders take the annual assessments. The results are then compiled into a national report card. Educators say pushing the test back a year will more likely be a better reflection of student achievement. Unfortunately, it's all adding up in the wrong direction. More data shows students are falling behind in math because of remote learning this year. The Northwest Education Assessment, which administers standardized tests, did find students do appear to be keeping pace in reading. The study is the largest measure so far on how the pandemic has impacted learning. Nearly 4.5 million students in grades 3 through 8 were part of the analysis.
Staggering statistics as we continue to track the nationwide outbreak of COVID-19. According to Johns Hopkins, deaths jumped 63% in the U.S., putting the total at more than 268,000 people. Another 100,000 are currently in the hospital. The U.S. battled more than 4 million confirmed cases of COVID last month. And as suspected, Florida topped 1 million confirmed total coronavirus cases within the past day. State health officials reported nearly 8,800 new cases, 82 additional deaths in the latest count. The state health department says the latest statewide positivity rate for new cases is up to nearly 8.7%. And breaking overnight, Britain will be the first country in the world to roll out a coronavirus vaccine.
And soon, too, as in next week, British regulators granted emergency authorization to a vaccine developed by Pfizer and BioNTech. As anticipated, the elderly and nursing home residents will get first priority. The U.S. still has to sign off on the vaccine. When that happens, healthcare workers will likely receive the first doses. As states fine-tune distribution plans, a Florida lawmaker isn't backing down. He says states should not have the authority to mandate vaccinations. Under the current law, Florida health officials can issue mandates during health emergencies without exemptions. But Representative Anthony Sabatini says it's an overreach of power. The Republican says individual rights should take priority even during deadly pandemics.
No, I believe in a free society where individuals make their own decisions. I trust people a lot more than I trust government.
If approved, Representative Sabatini's bill would take effect in July. Groups like the American Medical Association have not weighed in, but have advocated to end most vaccine exemptions in schools. The American Medical Association says these requirements are responsible for controlling numerous diseases. The road to recovery for COVID survivors continues to vary. Some are completely symptom-free and go on to seem relatively healthy. Others test negative but deal with side effects. Those people are called long haulers, and 21-year-old Diana Sierra is one of them. She recovered from COVID-19 in April, but the symptoms returned 2 months later, worse than before.
Yesterday probably was the worst day that I had in a very long time because my whole body was weak. Everything in my body hurt. I couldn't breathe.
Long haulers have reported respiratory issues, muscle pain, headaches, and fatigue. Scientists believe a long period of inflammation causes the damage.
7:08 right now. Free COVID-19 testing going on in Boynton Beach today. The healthcare district's mobile clinic is going to be at Intracoastal Park from 9 till 4. You do need to take your ID with you to get tested. The next mobile testing clinic is a week from today at Barrier Reef Park. Again, same time, 9 until 4. Palm Beach County is extending the food assistance application deadline by 2 days, and so residents will have until tomorrow to get that form in. Families are eligible to receive up to $1,000 in CARES Act assistance. The money will go on a debit card, and you can find more information on Wflx.com.
The U.S. Department of Labor awarded Florida an additional $28 million in federal funding for disaster relief employment in response to COVID-19. The executive director of the state's unemployment system says the new infusion will go a long way.
I encourage those who are wondering what's next. Obviously unemployment's going down. There's opportunities there, but this is another opportunity for those who are looking for help for gainful employment. This is a bridge towards that.
The grant will provide disaster relief employment in the form of temporary jobs, employment, and training services for eligible Floridians. That includes workers who have been temporarily or permanently laid off as a result of coronavirus. Self-employed individuals who lost work during the pandemic are also included. Time now is 7:10 on the nose. Coming up next on Fox 29 this Wednesday, pedaling through the holidays. The gift a Treasure Coast group is gearing up to give, helping families in need get around.
Plus, a longtime Christmas angel in the community is asking for help to keep an annual giveaway in motion.
And a very chilly start to the day here in South Florida. Temperatures mainly in the 40s, even a 30 on the board. When do we start to warm up? We'll talk about it in a minute.